Hey, welcome back. This is Apostolic Praise 102, Lesson 6, and in this lesson we're going to be covering diminished chords and a couple of new chords, 6 chords, minor 6 chords in the key of F. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. We learned in last lesson that in the key of C, we use diminished chords on our 7th and on a couple of other different chords in that key. Same basic concepts work in the key of F, but there's a couple of new chords here. The first one we're going to learn is an E diminished. Okay, so basically take an E minor chord and we're going to flat the 5th, so change B to B flat. So go through, play exercise song number 1. We'll go ahead and do that very quickly for you. Be sure to make sure that you get all of your 7ths correctly. You're not confusing the major and the minor 7ths. Really pay attention to that. This is something by this point you should be pretty much starting to get the hang of it. You know, not confusing A7 with A minor 7. A7 has the C sharp in the middle. The A minor 7 has the C. Just simple things like that you're going to make sure that you need to have those mastered because they're very important to know. The exercise song 2, B diminished, we already know that one. B, D, F. Okay, and once again, another familiar chord to us, D flat diminished, C sharp or D flat, E, G, and let's go ahead and play exercise song number 3. Okay, now exercise song number 4 in the key of F. We have seemingly a new chord, which is G flat diminished, but remember that G flat and F sharp are the exact same note, so this is actually a chord that we already know. F sharp diminished is F sharp AC, and the same notes are in the key of G flat, the chord of G flat diminished, but it's G flat AC. We just use a different name for the same note. Okay, so let's go ahead and do exercise song number 4 here. Okay, great. And also for our 6th chords in the key of F, we have F6, which is not a new chord to us. We've already learned that one in the last lesson, but B flat 6 is a new one. So B flat, D, F, and then add your 6 either at the top, play it like that, or you can add it at the bottom. G, B flat, D, F, and then you kick out the B flat if you want to, or leave it in there either way. Sounds a little better to me without it in there, but you can do it however you'd like. Alright, exercise song number 5 for 6th chords in the key of F. Okay, a little bit of a different chord there. F6 always sounds interesting, and we didn't really cover a whole lot about substituting these chords in the key of C, but just to give you a quick overview of that, because I don't usually play the 6 chords by themselves a whole lot, but once you start getting into some more of the advanced chords, you need to know how to use it and where it's at. A 6 chord, like an F6, you basically can substitute for any major chord in like a slow song. It works basically in the same places as a major 7th will. So if you have a slow song, you can use either a major 7th or a 6th as a substitute for the major chord. And that's just something you learn in any basic jazz chording class. You can substitute when you have a major chord, use a major 7th or or use a sixth to substitute for a major chord to give it a more interesting sound. Now, as we get more advanced, we'll learn about the F6-9, the C6-9, and what that basically is it's that it's a 2 chord combined with a 6, which has a really pretty sound. You can even combine the major 7th in there as well if you just wanted to give it a bunch of notes. But that's something we'll learn more about later in more advanced courses. The minor 6th we typically use only on the 4 chord. That's really the only place that we hardly ever use the minor 6th. Okay, let's go ahead and go to exercise song number 6. The minor 6 in the key of F is B flat minor 6. So if you have B flat 6, you're just going to flat that 3rd, which makes it a minor chord. So B flat, D flat, F, and G will be your notes for a B flat 6. You can also play it like this: G, B flat, D flat, F. Very beautiful chord. Alright, let's go ahead and play exercise song 6 in the key of F. Okay, great. And we'll be back here in just a minute to learn a couple of new songs using these great new chords. Okay, so welcome back. Let's go ahead and learn a couple of new songs in the key of F using these chords. First of all, we'll start with If You Can Use Anything, Lord, You Can Use Me. Extra stuff in there now. Okay, great. So there's just a couple of extra things thrown in there for you to go through and learn what we're doing there. You'll notice a lot of times when we're trying to play the melody, you're playing the chord, but you may have to change the top note. If you notice with the F7 I did that in order to get that melody note. Take my hands down, take my feet. If I just play the chord, the melody note's not really there, but if I play it like that, or maybe like this, I can get that melody note and squeeze that in and make it sound a little bit better, not just quite like a plain chording song. So just something to think about there. A lot of times we have to kind of squeeze and move our hands a little bit off the chord, or maybe a note, or off and alter that chord a little bit in order to get the melody note thrown in there. And that'll come with practice. Playing the melody is something you'll be working on probably for quite a while, for the rest of your life, probably, because you never completely just master it by just hearing it, being able to play it, unless you're blessed to have perfect pitch. Alright, let's do There Is No Telling in the key of F also. telling you in the key of F. Notice I'm throwing in some left-handed walk-ups and walk-downs there. Like when I'm going to C, da, 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 B flat, B, C. When I'm going to that F7 over A, which I kind of just threw there, substitute chord. Remember the tricks we can use going from 1 to 4. One of them is 1 to 1 over 3 to 4. Just using that little trick there. Okay, and then I did a little walk down. D, D flat, C, B. All kind of things you can do with your left hand, just to kind of jazz songs up. Hopefully that'll help you out a little bit. Go through, practice those songs. We'll be back here in just a minute to study some bouncing bass in the key of F. God bless. Okay, so bouncing bass in the key of F. This basically works the same way that it does in the key of C. So F6, same concept. We've already learned that one. B flat 6 is a new one. Our bounce notes are B flat and F. B flat and F for this song. Remember, F6 stands for 1, left, right, and then the slash after that stands for another left, right with the 5th. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Everybody will be happy over there in the key of F, and also be sure to listen to the audio tracks provided to really give you that in-church feel and practice with those. Funny walk-ups you can do there, just some kind of old school stuff thrown in. I'm going to spend a whole lot of time going over those because we don't use that in church a whole lot, but it's just basically some of the ear training. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're just not doing all the chords in your right hand. Just left hand walk-up stuff. Going from F to B flat, and do the same thing going from C to F. Okay, let's look at some substitution chords in the key of F. The diminished chords are the most important chords when you learn how to substitute. The 6th, we don't really use just a plain 6 a whole lot for substituting a major chord because they don't sound that great. Minor 6th, we use them a little bit more, but still, you'll learn more about that later as well when we get to more advanced chords. The diminished chords is the really one you really want to focus on. And of course, the most important way to remember, the most important place to remember to use this one is when you're going to a minor chord. So if you're going to go, like in the key of F, from D flat to D, if you're going from G flat to G, you want to be sure to remember that you can substitute those chords there. So same concept in the key of F. Go through Place Around Me, O Lord, in the following pages in your study info and your lessons, and make sure to practice substituting these chords right in front of the minor chords, just like the lesson shows you how to do. We're not going to play that a whole lot because it's just basically just a review of what we're doing in the key of C. We also can use it on our sharp 4 chord. We're doing that walk-up, which is the new walk-up, instead of just doing that plain Jane, just easy walk-up. We're going to substitute the F, 1 over 3, 4, sharp 4, 5, 5, 7 to the 1. So. Okay, we'll learn more. We'll study that turnaround more later as well. Your other really important place for diminished chords, and this will sound a lot better once you learn some more advanced diminished chords here in the next couple of lessons, but the E diminished is usually followed, that 7 chord is usually followed by the 3, which is usually followed by the 6th. You really want to memorize these. That's a really great substitution progression that you can use pretty much any time you're going to the 6th. You can substitute that. Amazing Grace, a great example. Of course, remember that goes to your 6th chord next. But you can also do okay, did you catch that? So you can also do that 7, 3, 6 progression right there. the sound. Okay, going to that D minor, don't just go straight to the D minor, but kind of throw in a little bit of an extra substitution progression there. So, okay, great. We'll be back in just a minute to finish out lesson 6 and see you shortly. Okay, so welcome back. Just to close out lesson 6, AP 102, Surround Me, O Lord. We'll briefly go look at that. I had originally said we probably weren't going to do that, but I'm just going to take a quick moment to show you the substitutions and play that song for you very quickly using those substitution diminished chords. So you see how you can really fit those in just to kind of give it an extra little bit of a flair there. So there's a lot of cool stuff like that. Bear in mind, pretty much anytime you're going to a minor chord, you can use that little progression there. And just keep that in mind. Also, make sure to listen to your ear training, practice your ear trainings. This next portion of your course is going to be the final exam, and part of the final exam is going to have to do with your ear training. Remember that there are 3 main ways you can go to the 4 chord, which is straight there, 1/3 to 4, and then 1 to 2 to 1/3 to 4. So remember that works in any key. If I were you to personally go through, and I would practice that in every single key, from A to D, E, B, all of the different keys. It'll really help you learn your major chords and your minor chords in every key. Also practice the 1 to 5. Remember the 1 to 5, which is basically, there's 3 different ways also there. The straight there, the 1 to 6 to 5, and then the walk down 1, 7, 6, 5, and then back to the 1. Okay, so practice those. You probably will start recognizing those in songs or when you're listening to other people playing, and that's what it's really all about, is starting to recognize those different movements and those different progressions. And of course there's many other movements, like we talked about the 7, 3, 6. You'll probably start recognizing those. There's a lot of songs that those are used in as well, especially if you listen to gospel music at all. So anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to email me or to call me. Let me know if you have anything that I can help you with. And good luck on your final exam. We'll see you back here for lesson 7.